How are you guys today? I can't really see a lot of people. I'm just gonna take a look at who's here. Can I get a hi from the back? Come on, a little louder than that. From the back, from the middle section, and from the front. You guys were loud. Okay, so during my time here at MCI, whenever we would have like basketball games or anything like that, we would always do like MCI, MCI. So I just want to do that, relive that a little bit right now. So when I say MC, you say I. MC, 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 MC. Do I have my clicker for the presentation? I'm so sorry. Okay, while we're waiting for that. My name is Mark Cueto, and this is my TED Talk, 8 Billion Reasons to Be a Good Listener. Thank you, Jacob. Everyone say, what's up, Jacob? All right. So the last time I took this stage for TEDx, I was actually a student speaker here. Here's what's going to happen right now. I'm going to show you guys a photo on the next slide. Try your best not to laugh too hard or roast me too hard. Oh. Why are you guys laughing, bro? So this was me in 2019. I think I was talking about dogs and phone addictions or something, about how phones have us on a leash. And as you can see, the fade was not fading at all. There's no blend in the haircut at all. I look like a box head, I'm not gonna lie to you. But for today, it's a little bit different. Shout out to my barber, Rafa, if he's listening to this. Today, I'm gonna be talking about listening. First off, I wanna ask you guys a question. What is your dream in life? And feel free to shout it out. What do you guys wanna do when you're older? After university? Doctor, what else? What else? Keep it coming. Teacher, what else? Come on. Lawyer, louder. One more. Neurology, we have lawyers, we have teachers. Any writers in here? Any artists? Science? Engineers? Right. So for myself, during my time at Martin Grove, that was a bulk of what I was trying to figure out. I came into this school in grade 9 thinking I was going to be an NBA player until I realized I was Filipino, and we don't really grow that tall. I'm pretty tall for your average Filipino. It's like 5'7", I'm at 5'11", but that was not in the books for me. But then I met my English teacher. His name is Mr. Ali. I don't think he teaches here anymore, but Mr. Ali was a prominent figure in my life. I had written a poem for class about Harambe. Do you guys know Harambe? Are you guys young? You guys know Harambe the gorilla? Rest in peace, man. R.I.P. R.I.P. Harambe. I wrote a poem about Harambe in class, and then another poem for the future generations, like Prince E.A. And my teacher, Mr. Ali, he saw potential in me. Shout out to all the teachers that believe in you, give you that encouragement. Shout out Ms. Hassan. I know she's a grade 6 teacher as well. They were making fun of me about how I was stalking the other guest speakers a while ago. I don't stalk them, but I just did scroll through their page. And Ms. Hassan has been doing a lot of great work. In this school, I was fortunate enough to have teachers like Mr. Ali, Ms. Keen, Ms. Feller. I don't know if they're here, but shout out to them. Ms. Chisti, Mr. Zivko. And all these teachers played a huge part in my development as a writer. So I entered the poetry contest, and I'm going to show you guys what's in this bag soon. But I entered the poetry contest, and this was actually my first poetry book. So this was where it all started. I remember finding this, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to dribble a basketball as seriously anymore. I fell in love with writing. I found my own voice. And from there, do we have any gym bros in here? Anyone who yeah? Yeah, flex it. Flex it, bro. Let's go. People who go to the gym. Now imagine all that energy you exert into going to the gym, but instead you do it for writing. So in my 4 years at Martin Grove, 3 years because of pandemic, I have written all these poetry books. like stacks on stacks. I remember putting a rule on myself. You can't write the same metaphor twice. You gotta write 3 poems today, or else you can't eat dinner. Going really intense with it, like David Goggins, but we're writing, I guess. From grade 9 to grade 10 to grade 11, even during basketball games, on the way back from the basketball games, I was writing about whatever, just to get my reps in. And the goal was to be the best writer I could be, to find my voice, to pursue that dream, to chase that dream. Hold on, guys, I need water. To chase that dream. And I was trying to be like Shakespeare, I guess. I was writing poems on poems, doing poetry slams, really pursuing this dream. And I had thought that during my time in Martin Grove, this was gonna be it. This is what I was gonna do for the rest of my life. But then the pandemic came, and you weren't performing anymore. And during the pandemic, I had realized that maybe these dreams are gonna take a different route. Pursuing this writing thing to impress people with all the bars, all the snaps, all the poetry stuff, all poetry sounds that people make. Pursuing that, I realized it wasn't big enough of a dream, because I realized that there are 8 billion people on this world with voices, and my voice wasn't the only one that mattered. And as I was scrolling on Instagram during the pandemic, I saw this post. It said, "People suffering don't care about your success." People suffering don't care about your success. I actually recently visited one of my friends who's in the hospital right now, and it's the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs as well, and I was just asking him, like, are you keeping up with any of the things going on? And he was just telling me, like, no, not really, I'm just trying to get better. I don't really care about what's going on in the NBA world. I don't really care about what's going on in the sports world, what's going on social media in general. I'm just trying to get better. Who here has best friends? You guys have a best friend? Yeah. Can you shout out your best friend's name real quick? Some of you guys might have broken your friendships, like the people beside you. I'm not your best friend. We all have best friends. Now imagine, I want you guys to picture this with me. Imagine your best friend calls you. Your best friend calls you, and they're going through a lot, like, hey, blah, 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 blah. I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. And you go, oh, I hear you, but I'm getting rich, or, oh, I hear you. Or let's say, hey, best friend, I failed the test and I feel down about it. And you say, oh, I hear you. I passed that test, blah, blah, blah. Instead of listening to them, how insensitive is that? Now, I'm not trying to make you guys the savior of your best friends or anything like that. But the point I'm trying to make, back to this, that people suffering don't care about your success. What they need you to do in that scenario, in that example, is to listen, to be present, to be available for them. And so, keeping that in mind with all this, and remembering the 8 billion people on this world, I started a new project. To all the teachers, yes, thank you guys for encouraging me in writing, but this was actually the last book I finished in grade 12. And I realized maybe instead of speaking, what I really need to do is to listen. And so I'm just gonna show you guys the project I was working on. Would you like to leave a message, sir?
Leave an anonymous message for anyone in your life.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's good. I'll do it.
I'll give you a moment to think.
Yeah, let me think about it.
Sure.
That's a cool idea. You guys go to Ryerson?
I go to U of T actually.
Oh,
we walk
school?
U of T. No, just for myself,
Oh,
sir.
it's for yourself? I like it. I like it. That's a really cool idea.
Thank you, sir.
I actually want to give you a good one, sir. Yeah. Okay, do I name them by name?
You could. You could.
Okay. Jelaine, it wasn't your fault, it was mine.
I'm gonna leave a message for my mom. I miss her so much. She's back home. So I'm gonna fight with her that she's gonna come to me. Hopefully, that's my message.
Back home from where?
Iran.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I miss her. So hopefully, I'm gonna see her soon.
Can you repeat your message for the international students? So sorry about that.
Yeah, especially yesterday I read a post on the Facebook दैट वाज अ नेपाली स्टूडेंट। उसने बोला कि मैं यहाँ पर बहुत परेशान हूँ, मुझे जॉब नहीं मिल रही 6 महीने से, मेरा कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा रेंट नहीं निकल रहा, मुझे दिक्कत हो रही है, ये हो रहा वो हो रहा। मैं उसको बोलना चाहता हूँ और जितने भी मेरे भाई और बहन जितने भी लोग आए हैं इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट, कि भाई देखो एवरीथिंग गोना बी ऑल राइट, बी पेशेंट, बी ट्राई हार्ड। आप इतना कुछ लगा के आए हैं तो ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ तो होगा ही यार, हिम्मत रखो। देखो हिम्मत मर्दा मदद खुदा। ओके, थैंक यू मैन।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
This is to my ex. You need help, and I hope you find help because you're just going to continue hurting people if you bring all your problems into your relationships.
I guess this is for like my younger self. Don't underestimate yourself. You're capable of a lot more than you think. You never thought you'd be here at TMU, finishing your degree, and here you are. So give yourself grace and expect the best of yourself.
Estoy muy feliz de estar acá en Canadá, viendo este parque tan hermoso. Es maravilloso tener una vida así.
Thank you.
Maging masaya kahit maraming problema. Be happy dahil di natin alam ang buhay dito sa mundo. Maaaring ngayon okay, bukas di natin alam. Okay?
Give me 1 second. Somebody wants something to do with me. It's my daughter. She sided with her mom, and I'm a bad man. I'm not a bad man. She just doesn't want to get to know me.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
What it is. That breaks my heart every day of my life.
And so I dropped the pen, I picked up the mic. In between my classes at U of T, I started going around the streets of Toronto. And you know how Toronto is, we have a melting pot of different ethnicities, different races, different walks of life. And I came to realize that although with poetry, we can say all these things about speaking for people who have no voices, being the voice for the people who can't speak, I realized that perhaps what they need is not another speaker to speak on behalf of them, but another listener to hear from themselves, to get these stories from all these different walks of life and to put them out. And on top of that, on top of the street interviews, people send me anonymous messages, anonymous letters online, some notes to themselves. I have so many great people around me, but I always feel alone. It hurts when I have exciting news and you're not at home. To whoever, I haven't cried in years, but I think if someone genuinely hugged me and let me know things would be okay, I would. For their family, I wish I could tell my dad that he doesn't need to mask his emotions, but I'd be a hypocrite because I do just that. And so forth and so on. While this is just the first few years of doing this project, I came to realize that, man, I'm so small. Like, I'm like, when you're in high school, I guess you think you're the hot shot. You see yourself, everybody knows you, you know everybody. Even in middle school, you know, you grew up with the same people. But coming into the University of Toronto, nobody knowing me not knowing anybody, I was filled by this word. It's called sonder. And sonder is the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own, populated with their own ambitions, friends, routines, worries, and inherited craziness. An epic story that continues invisibly around you like an anthill sprawling deep underground with elaborate passageways to thousands of other lives that you'll never know existed, in which you might appear only once as an extra sipping coffee in the background, as a blur of traffic passing on the highway, as a lighted window at dusk. We're not really just the main characters here. If you guys play video games, you know, I think when we're children, we can assume that life is just that way, that we're the ones controlling and we're like the main character of this world. Everybody else are NPCs or extras in the game. But I want you guys to do this with me. Take a look around you right now, everybody in this room. Don't be creepy, don't be squinting, like, just look around you, look at the people at the back, and see all these different people in your lives. They have lives just as complex as yours. They come from homes that we don't know what's going on in their homes or their workplaces or their classes. We don't know what they're facing. They have opinions and views and beliefs that we don't know. While on surface, it can seem like they're just extras. They're really much more than that. And since the theme today was the power of human connections, I hope we can foster this mentality to be a good listener. I want to leave you guys with one final story before I conclude. I didn't draw this, by the way. So once upon a time, there was a boy and his mother. The boy was really not talented. I don't want to, he was trash at acting, okay? He wasn't good at acting at all. Horrible drama class, he was stale, he was emotionless, he didn't know how to use his body language. And she had thought to herself, hey, surely my son will never enter a school play or audition for the school play, especially not the one coming up next week. But guess what happened, guys? He auditioned. The boy auditioned, knowing that he had no skills at all, no talent in this. And at this, the mother was getting anxious for her child. Like she was, any parents out here? Like maybe your kid wasn't that good at, parents, bro. Maybe your kid wasn't good at soccer. You went to their soccer game and you're just trying your best to support your children. They got 2 left feet. They don't know where they're running or whatever, but you try your best to be supportive. And so the boy told his mother, Mom, I'm going to audition for the school play. And the mom was shook, but she said, okay, honey, let me know how it goes. And so the audition happens. The weeks go by, and while the boy was getting more excited to see the final results, the mother was getting more anxious until the day finally came, when the final cast list was posted. And the boy, he looked at it, and he smiled, and he was excited. So excited, in fact, that he actually ran home. And the mother, she was peering out the living room window because she was that nervous, anticipating this moment to come to hear her son say, Mom, I didn't make it, and cry in her arms. But the boy instead was excited. He runs home, knocks on the door, and the mother, before she opens it, she takes a deep breath, opens the door. Honey, how did it go? And the boy, with a big smile on his face, he says, I'm so happy, Mom. I get to clap and cheer. In a society that encourages being the main character, in a society that encourages being in the main role, in the spotlight, to take the stage and have all the attention to ourselves, may we take the same mentality of the boy to be just as happy, to clap and cheer and encourage the people around us. And perhaps it's not a matter of shying away from success. Like I still write bars here and there. Teachers, engineers, scientists, neurologists, athletes, artists, whatever it is that you guys want to be. Perhaps it's not to shy away from success, but to redefine our definition of what success is. To see success as not just a fruit that one person finds pleasure in, but instead a garden that the collective can benefit from. To build a garden for those around you. To listen, to be present. The quote goes, people are not just main characters. People are not just side characters in your life, but they are main characters in their own. And so, in pursuing our dreams, in pursuing our goals, I encourage you guys to work at it with all your heart, to be diligent, to grind, to be disciplined with it. In pursuing finding your own voice, go at it with all your heart, But my hope is that you never cuff your ears to the voices of the people in your life, and in writing your own stories, in writing our own stories, may we never lose sight of all the stories being written all around us. Thank you.